Hello everyone, this is Ippe and now we are back in Angels with Scaly Wings. Last time we solved the neutral ending, and now it's time to find out even more endings, and also to meet with one of those side characters who are here. I am planning to meet Katsuharu, as I mentioned in the last video, and I noticed the neutral ending's gun is here. That's a nice way of keeping track what you have achieved. So yeah, let's start again. We were in chapter 1. And what should I do? Well, of course I'm going to do Remy's endings first, as there was good and bad endings for each character. So I'm going to do Remy's first, of course. He's my favorite character after all. But there's Sebastian. Let's meet with Sebastian first. Hey Sebastian, this is Ippe. Huh, he just hung up. You're still here. I'm still on the clock, you know. Huh, well, I'm glad you take my security so seriously. Just doing my job, sir. Don't call me sir, I appreciate it. There is no need to call me sir. Sorry, my bad. I haven't actually seen a human in flesh and blood before today, so it's kinda hard to tell. Don't worry about it, actually, I just meant you don't have to be so formal with me. Don't worry about it. Alright. Anyway, did you need anything? It's pretty boring when I have to spend the day all on my own. I don't really know anyone here yet, so I don't know where I could go or what I could do for fun. Well, if it were earlier, I could show you around town and give you the tour, but it's getting dark outside and I think most places are closed by now. Let me think. Do you like being outdoors? Yeah, not really. Well, yeah. Oh, me too. What do you think about camping? You want to go camping right now? Well, it might not be my best idea, but I'm not sure there's much else we could do at this time. Would it even be okay Would it even be okay for us to just go outside? I'm supposed to be guarding you, you know. Technically, I'm still on the clock, but camping would be much more fun than you just staying inside and me guarding your door, don't you think? Besides, I'm supposed to accompany you wherever you go. You're not a prisoner, so of course you're free to go wherever you want to. If you wanted to spend a night outside and experience the countryside, not only could I not stop you, but I'd be obligated to come with you. So, what do you say? Sign me up, I think I'd rather just stay here. Sign me up! Sir, let me just grab a few things. Well, here we are. I'm surprised you even got a spot this late after what you told me. With a member of the police force and someone who is as important as you are, it's not really surprising. They probably regard it as an honor to be hosting us. So this is it, no tent or anything. Oh, that cafe would have been a bit more complicated to set up at the last minute. Is there any other form of camping? What you're seeing here is cave camping. Essentially they run like hostels, but you sleep in caves, like this one. Well, at least we got some furnishing. Could use a few sleeping bags though. If you wanted a comfy bed, you should stay in your room. This here is the real deal. So I'm supposed to just sleep on the ground? Sounds great. So I'm supposed to sleep on the ground? Oh, I get it. Your skin is sensitive and all that. Is it going to be a problem? Well, I'm not going to die from it. We even have some natural lighting in here. So much for the real deal. We could just sit in the dark if you prefer that. No, I think this will do. Have you ever gone camping before? Plenty of times, no, this first, not like this. Well, not like this. I see. You know, I was kinda nervous when I met you for the first time. I could tell. It was quite a thing to hear that humans were going to visit our world, but when I met you and it turned out you were just like an ordinary person, that really threw me off. Didn't you meet Retsa before? Actually, no. Everything about your visit is clouded in secrecy, so I didn't get to hear much about Retsa from Mary before I met you. I see. So, are you one of those who expected me to act a certain way because I'm a human? Actually, that didn't have much to do with it. Any high-profile guest would have made me nervous, especially if I was in charge of keeping them safe. I also happened to be the newest guy on the force, so I didn't exactly want this to turn into a career ender right there. You've been doing a great job so far, don't worry about it. With the whole murder situation going on, you should be careful that it doesn't end more than just your career. Better hope these walls aren't going to cave in then. You've been doing a great job so far, don't worry about it. Thank you, I'll do my best. I'm Seraphine. How long have been on the force? They didn't assign the rookie to me, did they? Just because I'm the newest guy doesn't mean I'm a rookie. It's been a few years now. I suppose that means you don't get many new recruits. Not here at the very least. This is just a small town, so we don't really need them all that often. I got lucky when I got this position, because I figured there'd be more competition from the locals. Locals? Don't you live here? I live here now, but I actually grew up in a small farming village that mostly consisted of runners like me. Runners? Oh, that's just what we call our species sometimes. We've got pretty powerful legs. I can see that. Are there many villages where the inhabitants are mostly of the same species? For sure. It's mostly smaller ones though, because the bigger they get, the more variety you'll find. I see. I only have my hometown to compare, but from what I've heard, there are other villages that are very similar. They can only survive like that if they lead much simpler lives, or if they focus on a certain industry that species is good at. So your species is good at farming? Better than the Earth Dragons at least, even though they come in handy pulling the blows. Why did you decide to become a police officer? I just wanted to see what's out there beyond our vegetable fields, and if whatever was there was like the stories I'd heard. Is it? Oh yes, it's been great. Now that you mention it, I don't really know much about this town either. Well, what would you like to know? What can you tell me about land? What can you tell me about the people? What can you tell me about people? They're a friendly bunch, for the most part. Of course, I also meet some unpleasant fellows in my line of work, but luckily, those seem to be the minority. There was also a bit of a culture shock when I initially came here with all the different species living here together, but my police training took care of that. What can you tell me about the land? What is it like to work with Bruce? What's it like having so many different species on the force? What can you tell me about the land? The land? Well, I heard they have fertile soil. Not as fertile as my hometown, though. I was talking more about if they have any sort of industry. Oh, I see. This town is actually quite unique, because even though it's very small, it has its own production facility. With that, we basically have our own full production chain. So your one factory is everyone's pride and joy here. In a way, yes, it makes us fairly independent and keeps everything local. What is it like to work with blues? What is it like having so many different species? Do you have any special recommendations or secrets I should know about this town? Is any secrets? Secrets? This town doesn't really have any secrets. Not that I know, at the very least. Maybe you just don't belong to the inner circle yet. I think as a member of police force, I'd get to see everything there is to see. Either way, I don't think there's anything that special about our town. What is it like to work with Bruce? He kinda took me under his wing when I came here, and I've been working with him ever since. Pun not intended. I found it a bit weird that the big shot himself had to show the country bumpkin the ropes though. I thought he saw it as a challenge, or that he wanted to scare me away, but honestly, he's been great. Everyone here trusts him a lot. What's it like having so many different species on the force? Compared to my hometown, it's been quite an interesting change. On one hand, you get all kinds of different people with all kinds of different strengths, abilities and backgrounds that can make your work so much easier. On the other hand, it also creates all kinds of new problems that I never would have expected. I would forget the first time I had to follow a shoplifter who also happened to be a flyer. But hey, I'm not the only one who's been new here. What are your impressions? Good? Bad? Ugly? No comment, it's been a bit hectic. It's been fun so far. It sure has been fun. Fun? That's not something I'd expect you to say after we showed you a corpse on your first day. Hey, if Bruce said it had to be done, then it's part of the job. I'm not sure if it was a good idea by Bruce to take you to the crime scene though. I know he's a hands-on guy, but that really was a bit much. Pun not intended. If you need my help, I'm glad to give it. Fostering goodwill, and all that. Well, at least you don't seem to be traumatized from the experience. Anyway, how about some fun? What kind of fun are you talking about? I brought some playing cards, a staple for any camping trip. I see. What are we playing? Just a little game called Bastion Bridge. Ever heard of it? Can't say I have. We often play it in the break room to pass the time. It's good fun, though things can get quite heated sometimes. Let me go over the rules. Sir? As you can see, each of us starts with all cards of given suit in their hands. Your diamonds and I'll be hearts. Of course, you've got my heart already. You stole all those hearts, didn't you? Of course. What you see in the center is the middle row, which is a line of shuffled cards from another suit. This way, each game is going to be unique since the middle row always changes between games. Now, this is how the game works. We will play a round for each card in the middle row, starting with the one you see at the very left. During each round, we both decide which card to play and put it there face down, like this. Once we have both played a card, we flip them over. The highest card wins the round and whoever played it gets a point. To clarify, 2 is the lowest and the king is the highest. The ace is a special card. It beats every face card, but will lose against any number card. Now, the card from the middle row also counts, so it's possible that neither of us will get the point for a round. If there's a tie, no clear winner between the 3 cards, or the middle row has the highest card, no player will get a point for that round. However, the next round will give the winner an extra point to make up for it. At the end, the player with the most number of points wins the game. Did you get all that? Yup, let's get started. So this game is all about bluffing and mind games. We can always see what cards have been played, so each of us knows exactly what the other player has left. Alright, are you ready? Sir? Don't worry, I'll go easy on you. Take all the time you need to make your selection. A 5 for the first card makes for an interesting start. You could try to surpass it and play something higher, but if I'm going to do the same, you don't know how high I would go to not only beat the 5, but your higher card as well. Alternatively, you could count on me trying to beat a higher card and play a low one instead, thus making me waste mine. What's it going to be, Ippe? Well, this has certainly gotten interesting. There's 5. Let's put number 6. Not too high, but still better than 5. As you can see, I played a lowly 2 just to see what would happen. Getting to know your opponent and their tendencies is just as important as analyzing potential moves and strategies. The first point is yours, but now you'll have to ask yourself, was it worth it? The king presents us with an interesting conundrum, especially when getting him early when most cards are still available. I'll let you figure this one out though. So ace beats any of these, but loses against any numbers. Huh. Not going to fall into that trick. Looks like a tie. Of course, the only card that beats a king is the ace, but playing it here would be a rookie mistake. It's definitely a safer play to just get rid of a low card here. What now? I think I'll play the lower cards first, so I can get them away. My point. 10. Should I try to get the 10 or should I... Let's try to get the 10. Yeah, I think I put this. Yes! You're not too bad so far. Thanks, Sebastian. 8. Let's play lower cards away. Nice. An ace. Wait, ace is the highest. You can't... Ah, this is a good chance to get away. Well, I guess I misunderstood. It's not looking too great for you. Well, it certainly isn't. Let's put this one here. This is the halfway point, so now it's really going to get serious. Anyone can still win. Let's put ace here. Huh, interesting. Exactly. Let's put 9. Ah! Yeehaw! Eight? Die. Okay. Yup, I think it's safe to play 7 as it's a tie. Yeah, this game is pretty much over. Now let's play... just in case. Then number 10. Alright, that's it. Seems like you won, fair and square. Of course I went easy on you. You know that, right? Yeah, sir. You won a game of Bastion Breach. I'll just put this away. No rematch. Maybe some other time. It's getting kinda late now. If you say so. Hey, maybe next time you could teach me a human card game. Sir. Bastion Breach. I might show these to my friends someday. Maybe you should get some sleep now. I imagine it'll be just as busy tomorrow as it was today, and let's not forget I'll have to get up early to report all about all this. Don't leave out the part where I totally won. You wish. So, how do you like your bed of rocks? I guess it's alright. Well then, have a good night. Good night, Sebastian. That was interesting. More free time, what should I do? Meet with Remy. He told me to meet him in the lobby, but nobody's here. Maybe I should look for him. He can't be too far after all. My records indicate you have already experienced this scene in satisfactory manner. Would you like to skip to the end? Well, yes, I want to skip ahead. As you wish. Anyways, thank you for your help. If there's any way I can repay you, just let me know. How about you invite me to a dinner? That's fine with me. You've got my number, so call me about it when you have the time. I will. Have a nice evening. You too. We parted amicably, or so I thought. Would I see him again? I wasn't sure, but I kept his number just in case. That's a good way to save time. My records indicate. Rather, yes, I want to skip ahead. Ah, now it's the Tatsu Park and everything, that stuff. Skipping button, sir, takes the text away really fast. So what should I do now? I visited the Tatsu Park and the library in the first playthrough. Let's visit the grocery store and production facility maybe this time. I entered the store, the soundmobile alerting the staff to my arrival. Seeing the patterns broke the shelves, neatly stacked with wares of all kinds, evoked some feelings of nostalgia and normalcy in me. This must be the store Red has been shopping at. Who's he talking to? Hey, I think I've seen her before. We certainly have seen this one before. I'm sorry, but this prescription has expired. I can't feel it like this. You need to tell your parents to visit the doctor so he can write you a new one. She turned around, nearly running into me when she suddenly bolted toward the door. Hello, Ippe, how can I help you? Isn't the store clerk also the waiter in the restaurant? Looks quite same. You know who I am? How could I know? Everyone knows about you. Anyway, how can I help you? Who was that? Do you remember Red's coming here just first before now? Leave. You meet a girl? That's Vara. She comes here occasionally to pick up her mother's prescription. Do you remember Red's coming here? Of course I do. It's only been a few days since he was last here. This may sound a little unusual, but But can you tell me what he bought? Are you just talking about last time or every time he came here? Both, I suppose. He came here more than once. He's been visiting pretty regularly, now that I think about it. Interesting. I can look up his purchases if you like. That would be very helpful. Shouldn't be too hard. Just give me a second. I watched him carefully navigate the register's buttons, soon followed by the sound of the attached printer. Here you go. Receipts for all of his purchases. Well, that was easy. Since our government takes care of all his purchases, they're filed separately. It was simple to pull them up. Looks like he bought mostly food and snacks, sometimes magazines. But why was he buying lemons every single time? I can't say that I didn't notice, but I figured it was just a human thing. Strange. In any case, that was more information than I expected. You have my thanks. You're welcome. Just browsing for now. Let me know if you need anything. What am I even looking for? Look at the bread selection. They have surprisingly big selection. Since when do dragons eat bread anyway? I guess at least I'm covered in case I want any melon bread. Hey you. Are you talking to me? Yes, what do you say? Melon or lemon bread? I mean, the only difference between the two is like one letter. So how am I supposed to choose? I don't know. I don't think that's how it works. Why don't you just go with the one you think you like more? That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Was that the card box? Was that a cardboard box on her head? Look at the produce. Who would have thought that dragons are vegan produce? I don't even recognize some of these. Look at the meat. Meat, of course. Lots and lots of meat. Fresh meat, smoked meat, cured meat, dried meat, pre-packaged meat, prepared meat, ready-to-eat meat, meat snacks, burgers, kebab, nuggets, full hams, bacon, meatloaf, sausages. And that's not even all of it. Needless to say, they have that area covered. Look at the health hazel. Everything from food supplements to skincare and even birth control. The variance in birth sizes is astounding, especially when talking about the birth control. I think these ones could fit on my arm. Go back. Enough browsing. I should go back to what I came here for. You looked at everything the store has to offer, and I feel good about it. Leave. I suppose that's all I can do here. I've got some more time left. Visit the production facility. Retsa was allegedly here at some point. Maybe I should ask Anna. Hello? Anybody here? Can I help you? I was just looking for Anna. This is her lab, right? Why don't I ever get any recognition? This is my lab as much as it's hers. Either way, Anna is not here. Would it be all? Since you work here, maybe you can help me instead. Oh, of course. Your precious Anna isn't here, so you'll have to settle for me. I see how it is. That's not what I meant. Of course, let's just get this over with. You could start by telling me who you are. Here's the short version. My name is Demio and I work in this facility, and I'm unfortunate enough to live the nightmare of having to deal with Anna on a daily basis. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. And you are? You don't know who I am? Of course I know who you are, but your assumption validated the point I was going to make. You see, this whole thing about you coming here has been blown out of proportion, like it's some huge event that everyone should be celebrating. Newsflash, not everyone cares. Once both of you are gone, life will be returned to normal and we can all go back to what we actually should be doing. I imagine a lot of it has to do with those human meats you have. I can already reiterate, not everyone cares. What exactly did you want again? Has Retsa been here recently? Do you know anything about Retsa's visits to this facility? I've seen her a few times. he would come by to ask about the progress of the generators. There was this one time when Anna told him she'd have news, but when he came over she just wanted to run some tests on him. Did he go through with it? No, he wanted some compensation, I suppose. Nothing she could offer satisfied him, however, and that was that. How long have you known Anna? Why do you care about that? Maybe I want to find out what kind of person she is. You might have an idea. I'll put it this way, I know her far too long. What kind of research is Anna doing? Cancer research. She thinks she can cure it, but she's out of her mind. Is that such a bad thing? The way she does it, yes, she's wasting resources that could be better spent on projects with an actual chance of success. Well, what kind of research are you doing then? Right now, guess who got tasked with running all those tests on your blood? You did? That's right. While she goes out and does whatever the heck she wants, I get to keep an eye on the experiment. Any interesting results? Not just yet, but soon we'll know more about your body than you do. That's all. Thanks for your help. Yeah. You interrogated Damien. The afternoon sun hung low in the sky. Decided it was time to report findings to the police. My records indicate you have already experienced. I want to skip ahead. As you wish. Anyway, you said you had some information for us, so what did you find? The receipts you get are interesting. There might be something more for them, or they could just be a useless regard of his eating habits. You never know what you find about a person, their habits or their plans this way. I'm not sure if there's anything special about Anna wanting Rich's blood. I mean, she is a scientist, so it's natural that she'd be interested in something like that. We'll have to talk to her about it though. Maybe she has more details for us. Well done, Ippe. That gives us solid points from which we can continue our investigation. In any case, thanks for your help. We really do appreciate it. You're welcome. That should be all then. Since Bruce still hasn't come back, I assume the search is still going on. I better get out there and help him. Guess it's going to be a long day. Can you find your way back to your apartment? Of course. Alright, I'll see you later. Good luck. Finally some free time. Whatever I am going to do. Meet with Remy.
Thank you again for helping me the other day. Without you, I would have been trapped sorting books for a few more hours. Inviting you over for dinner is the least I can do.
It's no problem, really. Besides, I'm also here to learn more about your kind. Spending some time in the library is only appropriate.
Well, my gratitude is yours regardless. Anyways, is there anything in particular you would like to eat?
Anything will do.
I happen to have some nice steaks left. How does that sound? This might take a while, so make yourself at home.
With those words, Remy walked in the partially walled-off kitchen. There was no door, so I saw him open the fridge and take out 2 steaks before he set them on the counter. Soon after, he was already preparing the various ingredients with his somewhat clumsy paws. He was silent for a moment, then lifted his snout and looked at me from over the partition. What is it?
I was just thinking about something.
I could have cooked if you like.
Don't worry about it.
Alright. I looked around the apartment as Remy could and couldn't help but notice the almost mesmerizing tidiness that permeated the place. Shelves were filled with books, scrolls, magazines, and other various trinkets. Suddenly, the repetitious noise of vegetables being cut ceased as Remy returned from the adjoining room.
I'll be back in just a minute.
He went down the hall and vanished through the bathroom door. What should I do? I cannot skip this? Well then, let's... Take a look at the pictures. Remy said there's something about it. I picked up one of the framed photos to examine it more closely. It was a red dragon. I guessed that it was a female of young adult or college age, though I wasn't sure, as it was still hard to tell without looking at the obvious signs. Her crimson scaled head was adorned with frills that ran down the back of her neck. She wasn't familiar to me. I think she is familiar to us, really. Amelia, right? Look at the pictures again. The second picture showed Remy in his typical attire, tie, glasses and all. And again look at the pictures. The last of the 3 pictures was of another red dragon, who, as far as I could tell, was a fairly young member of its species. It reminded me of a younger version of Remy, although without his typical accessories. You looked at Remy's pictures. The bathroom door opened and revealed the white dragon. As he approached, I felt my stomach rumble quietly. I barely heard the muffled sound, but when I saw Remy's ears perk, I realized he had more sensitive ears than I expected.
Hungry already, I take it.
I suppose so.
Although, your stomach already answers the question for you.
After entering the kitchen once more, I saw the dragon looked over the kitchen partition again. His mouth opened a little, as though he were going to speak, but his brows scrunched with hesitation. Before I could say anything, he shook his head and continued to cook. So I was listening to flying mates and just stick with the tree. Fueled by its nothing. The fragrant odor. Slowly lost myself in daydreams and lost my eyes.
Is something wrong? You are salivating.
It's nothing. I was just thinking about something.
Well, the food is ready. Enjoy.
I looked down and saw that the plate was already in front of me, piled with steak and vegetables. I was already eating, so I took the knife he had provided and cut off a small corner of my steak. Then I pressed it with the fork. Its 3 prongs penetrated flesh unrelentingly. Slowly I raised it to my mouth and tongue, and my tongue glided over the bare substance briefly as it entered my lips. I took the first bite, a delicately crisp exterior with one softer and juicy inside. It melted on my tongue like a butter as the taste spread to even the remotest corner of my mouth. It was almost perfect.
So, what were you thinking about?
Huh? Remy's words snapped me back to reality.
You said you were thinking about something.
We have already asked this.
I do, honestly. You are the first person to visit in a while.
Now I can mention the pictures.
Really?
I saw the pictures on the coffee table. I thought you might have a family.
Oh no, that's in the past. I'm not even sure why those photos are still here. There. And I don't actually have children. The picture of the young dragon was the product of a silly little program to combine photos. Take the images of 2 people and create what the first offspring would supposedly look like. I've always wanted some children of my own though.
I see.
How about you, Ippe? Would you like to have children one day?
One day? One day I want to be a father, yes. I think I would.
Just being able to teach them about the world and watch them grow up. Having a little family would be nice. I'd like that a lot.
And those others I don't need anymore. My records indicate. Now we can skip. As you wish. Don't worry about it. I still think it was a nice evening.
Maybe I should stop being such a surpass then.
I can help you clean up.
Thank you, Ippe.
We cleaned up together and by the end he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterwards, we said our goodbyes and I left, not sure what to think. Nothing going on today. Guess I can do whatever. Well, spent the day reading. In the end, I decided to spend the day reading in my apartment. I wasn't really in the mood for anything complex, so I settled for reading the next entry in the Sheridan's Adventures series. By the time I had finished the book, in which the settlers survived royalty from the preceding novel is first stolen, then reclaimed by the novel's titular hero, only to be stolen again in another cliffhanger ending ploy setting up the series' next entry, I wished I had spent the time doing something more productive. I figured I might still able to go out or do something else. When I looked at the time, I regretfully had to realize that the day was already over and it was too late. The morning sun declared. Yep. Ippe, please come with me. What's going on? You sound serious. The chief will explain everything once we arrive. Okay? Let's just skip a little bit ahead. My records indicate. Yes, I want to skip ahead. Ah yes, this is the part when Emera and Bruce talk about me leaving the portal. Saving a lot of time for sure. So yeah, what should I do now? Visit the archives. There's Katsuharu waiting. I was on my way to the police station when a voice called out to me. Hey you! I'm talking to you, human. Can I help you? I certainly hope so. I'm a little conundrum here. My card seems to be stuck. I can see that. I'm Katsuharu, by the way, local ice cream vendor. Ippe, you've probably heard of me by now. Of course, of course. In any case, do you think you can spare some time to help me out? It might take a while though, so I hope you're not in a rush. And this time, I will gladly help you. Thank you. Now, I already tried just pulling it out, but I think the axle is going to break if I try to do that again. It wasn't really in the best condition to begin with, honestly, and I heard a crack when I tried to pull it out earlier. So what do you want me to do? The cart is pretty heavy, so I'll be the one lifting it and holding the wheel steady so the axle doesn't break. Once I give you the sign, you start pulling, and hopefully that'll do the trick. Alright? Here, grab the handles and wait for my signal. By the time I had got it in the position, Katsuharu was already on the other side of the cart, getting dirty as he slowly lifted the affected corner of the cart out of the muddy hole. Is that your sign? So do I start pulling now? Do it! Do it now! I started pulling, but the cart turned out to be much heavier than I expected and didn't move. What are you waiting for? Do it already! I pulled harder, but the car still refused to budge. I mustered all my strength before I pulled as hard as I possibly could. Yes! Do it! Slowly the car started moving, and after a few seconds it was freed from the previous clutches of the muddy puddle. With a dull thud, the dragon set the cart down again before he flopped on the ground, exhausted. Hey, we did it! Yeah, good job. Do you want me to call you some help? No, just need some rest. And maybe some ice cream. Yes, I'll have some ice cream, and I'll be better in no time. That must be some pretty good ice cream. Oh, you had no idea. You must have already heard people talking about my wonderful, unique ice cream experience. Actually, not really. Ah, where are my manners? I haven't even properly thanked you yet. It's no problem. No, I insist. I would be indebted to you for helping me. What are you planning? You are hereby invited to join me for ice cream. As an ambassador, you owe it to yourself and humanity to try it. Maybe I do. Well, I must get going for now. Here is my number. I'll get you that ice cream some other time. Thanks. You helped Katsuharu. Before deciding my next move, don't go to the portal, artist. It's this one again. I could go, but there is also the grocery store. I'll do that some other time. Let's go to the grocery store this time. Or just store. But it's the same. Oh, it's her again. If you mix up her prescriptions again, then I can help you. I can refill this one. We're just about to close, so you'll have to bring the right one tomorrow. Hello, Ippe. How can I help you? Actually, I just about to close up here, so please make it quick. I'm here on behalf of the police, and I was hoping that you could answer a few questions. I see. Well, I don't mind as long as you make it quick. I had to leave for my other job too. Ah, so you were two jobs, the waiter and the store clerk, I guess. What are you still doing here? I already told you, you had to come back tomorrow. Here, have a lolly on the house. I guess she doesn't money. What's the deal with her? I'm not sure what's up with her lately. This is the first time this has happened. One time the doctor forgets to issue a new prescription. Another time she brings me an expired one instead of the new one. She isn't exactly the brightest, but this is unusual even for her. So what did you want to know? Even more options to choose. But there is something wrong with Vara. Actually, excuse me, sorry, but we'll have to do this another time. Exactly. If you say so. There is something wrong with Vara. I will not let this go. Luckily, she hadn't gone too far, so I followed her from a distance. Minutes passed as we walked through the streets, weaving through an unfamiliar part of town. The young dragon looked small and lonely on the empty road. Before long, we passed the village border, yet she pressed down and stepped into the forest. I turned back once to gaze at the village on the far horizon, and in an instant the dragon was gone. I rushed to the spot I'd seen her last, and found the entrance to a cave on a hillside. When I peered inside, I saw Vara alongside a much larger orange dragon. The small dragon filled the bowl with a thick fluid and placed it in front of the other. Then she placed her hands on the large dragon's chin. Gently, she lifted its huge muzzle and guided toward the bowl, but when she released it, the dragon's head slumped and fell into a liquid. The bowl tumbled sideways and spilled its contents across the cave floor. My dear, I realized then that other than what I had done, the orange dragon hadn't moved at all since I arrived. My dear. How did you even find about this? I could tell something was wrong, so I followed her. I see. Well, good job, Ippe. What's going to happen to her now? She'll be sent to the orphanage. The background check determined that she had a father, but the two hadn't seen each other in years. Can't you locate him? We did. Red's second victim, the maintenance guy. That was him. I see. How did he even get this far? I don't know, but we'll certainly look into it. Don't just fall through the cracks of the system. Being out here on their own probably didn't help. Do many of your people live outside town like this? Well, some do it on principle, others because they have no other choice. Houses and apartments can be expensive, and it's not unusual for us to use natural environments as our homes. Alright, I think we're done here for now. Don't forget to stop by the department later. I won't. You followed Wara. Phew, it's getting late. I better head to the police station now. Do I have everything? Alright, let's see what Sebastian will say to this. There you are, Ippe. It seems to me you've taken like the Bruce's chair. Maybe I could get used to this. Don't tell Bruce though. By the way, good job kind to police when you heard Red say it's too bad he got away again, but maybe a witness will come forward and we'll find out what happened. Now let's take a look at what you got for me. You did great today, Ippe. The police department is glad to have you on our side. You saved that little girl. As far as I'm concerned, nothing else you could have done would have mattered as much. Good job, Ippe. You did well in the third investigation. You did well in all investigations. I do what I can. I know, and your help is greatly appreciated, believe me, especially since we're so short of staff right now. That will be all for today. I'll contact you if you need anything. Of course. See you next time. See you. Finally a free day. Remy, Katsuharu. Let's meet with Katsuharu. There you are. I wasn't sure if I was going to find you from the description you gave me. Well, this corner is where do I do business. You could ask anyone at table out where to find me. I see. Now, what would you like for your ice cream? Well, what do you have to offer? What I have to offer? As for the main dish, I have ice cream, gelato, frozen yogurt, frozen custard, soft serve, sorbet, sandwiches, popsicles, melorine, sherbet, cold taffy, snow cones, and halo. Alright. For sides, I can offer you waffles, sticks, pretzels, cups, wafer cones, cake cones, sugar cones, chocolate coated cones, double cones, or vanilla cones. That's a lot of variety you have there. And I haven't even started on about the toppings. Now you know why I had to keep dragging this big cart everywhere. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but we're closed. You don't look closed. But we are. I really want to buy an ice cream though. Please, it's really hot, and I'll pay you twice as much. Sorry, we are closed. Can you at least tell me when you're going to be open? When I feel like it. Now, off you go. But... Katsuharu waved a claw dismissively. Off you go. Jeez, whatever. I'll just go and jump into a lake or something. Katsuharu. Oh dear. You say to the chief of police that we are closed, even though you don't seem like so. Why did you come here when you're closed? This is just my spot. Has been for a long time. I'll look before those pesky customers later. But right now I have great guests to entertain. You say a chief of police is pesky customer. I see. How long have you been doing this? I've been in this business for over 40 years now. Oh wow! You see, I'm this town's only real ice cream vendor. Sir, you could just go in the store and buy any pre-made ice cream nowadays, but it's just not the same. My customers know that. They love my ice cream. Of course, I don't just sell it. I also do ice cream parties and catering. Ice cream parties? Only for very special occasions. The townsfolk must really like your ice cream then. Oh yes, business has been wonderful for decades. Lately though, everything just seems to be going down. Why is that? Every day, Less customers find their way to me. If I don't sell everything, things start to spoil. I have to throw them away. I never had to do that before. If it keeps going like this for much longer, I might have to face the relative bankruptcy. I was planning to retire in a few years, but I can't. Not like this. It wouldn't be nearly as bad if I had also lost my old savings recently. Oh no, what happened? Well, I happen to be an avid player of a game called Mahjong, and just as it so happens, sometimes people play for money too. You lost all your life savings by gambling? That's the funny thing about gambling. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you win big and sometimes you lose all your savings. Just how it goes. I see. How did you decide to become an ice cream vendor anyway? I have quite a history, human, so I'd hope you're prepared. Well, I am an ambassador, so if you start to tell, I'll listen. As you wish. Does the music have to go away? I have very fond memories of my childhood. When I was little, we had a confectioner in town who offered all kinds of specialties, from cookies and sweets to cakes and chocolates. The owner was a kind old dragoness who made everything that was sold in her shop with her own two claws. Her confectionery was always very good, but it was her ice cream that was truly exceptional. Even as a small child, I could always taste the difference, even when my peers didn't care and proclaimed one ice cream as good as the next. As I grew up, I came to a fundamental understanding about people. There are those who are content with the lowest common denominator, and those, like me, who would appreciate the finer details in expertly crafted things. I told me to her when I heard of her plans to retire, to see if someone else was to continue running the shop or if she had taken in an apprentice. But to my utter dismay, I learned that this was not the case. You see, she was the kind of humble person who didn't think of herself or her wares special in any way, so she never felt the need to preserve them. I realized that without my intervention, her art would be lost forever. I begged and pleaded with her not to let this happen, but she insisted that I had vastly overestimated her skill. It was not until I ran out and brought her some store-bought pulp they dared to call ice cream that she gave in and agreed with me. As a creator, she of course had never felt the need to buy some for herself when she could just make her own. And after only eating her own wonderful ice cream for all these years, it had just become ordinary for her. She had never realized how exceptional it really was. Even though she was already at retirement age at the time, she took the time as an apprentice to teach me the fine art of confectionery. I was her student for a few years. I learned the basics of many different recipes, but unfortunately, she passed away before I could learn the secrets to her particular blend of ice cream. For the next couple of years, I traveled from city to city, trying to find her relatives or confectioners of a similar caliber in order to find the last ingredients of her recipe. Going from one disappointment to the next, I finally tracked down a distant nephew who remembered her from his own childhood. Even back then, her ice cream had appeared to be very popular in the family. He was very happy to hear that she was able to fulfill her dream of owning her own confectionery. However, after he told me that the recipe was the confectioner's own and that she had never divulged it to anyone else, I had to realize that this was a secret she had apparently taken with her to the grave. Nowadays, people tell me that I have surpassed her. What they don't know is that all the different recipes I use, of all the varieties I offer, came to be when I tried to recreate her recipe. I never succeeded. Just look at the number of different ice creams I sell. People tell how impressive that is, and how they all are wonderful. They think it makes me better than her, but she only ever sold a single flavor, a single variety. She never needed anything else, because that one flavor was perfect. I can only ascribe my own success to what I learned from her. Of course, this corner is not the only place where I sell the ice cream. I also have my spots in the surrounding villages, but even out there I can slowly see the influence of the cities taking over. The trouble is, nowadays people just don't appreciate the art anymore. They only care that they can eat and not about what they eat. They are too quick to settle for what they can get from local supermarkets. Ugly, mass-manufactured pulp. Gah! You know, some of those companies have approached me before. They wanted to buy my receipts, but I won't let them ruin what I have by making it cheap and easy to produce like the stuff they sell. My ice cream is only what it is because I still make it myself with my own 2 hands. This is the way it's been and how it's always going to be. You mentioned you were planning to retire in a few years. What's going to happen then? Do you have any students who will take over the business afterwards? The dragon gave a big sigh. I wish I had a few students who wanted to learn the art, but they all gave up sooner or later. Why is that? I may be very forgiving, but the receipts aren't. Some steps require manual labor, and people don't expect the harsh conditions that come with the job. Many apply only because they know how successful I am, or how much I sell on a hot day, but they don't see all the work that goes on behind the scenes. I see the same influence of the cities corrupting the youth of today. They are lazy and seek instant gratification, wanting to make the receipts easier and cut corners, but I won't stand to compromise on quality. If there is no one willing to learn, appreciate and preserve the art, it will tell me there is no desire for my ice cream in this world anymore. Let them have their cheap stuff if that's all they want. I'd rather take my receipts to the grave and let the big companies have them. I have a grandson who may be my last hope. Unlike others, he was always interested not only in eating ice cream, but also in learning what it took to make it. In a year or two, he will be old enough to become my apprentice if he so desires. I am not sure if this interest will still be present. Even if it is, I don't know if we will be able to break the hardships that come with it, but I have hope. However, that is the talk for the future. I have much more pressing problems right now. Like what? You see, this area used to be a popular spot where people meet each other, but ever since Tatsu Park opened, it's not worth to come into my corner anymore. The store is closer now. Maybe you shouldn't count on the people seeking you out. You should try coming to the people instead. That's what a card is usually for, right? Have you tried moving to somewhere else? Moving? Well, that's what the wheels are for, right? But this has been my spot for the last 40 years. It's always worked out great for me. Considering it's not working out so great right now, maybe it's time for a change. The dragon raised the cloud to his chin, his expression telling me that he was deep in thought. I guess I don't really have anything to lose at this point. What do you propose? Go into Tatsu Park. Alright, the music is back. I'm not sure how I'll let you convince me to come here when this is the place that stole all my customers from me. I don't think that's the right way to look at it. The world is ever changing and you can stop that. You have to find ways to deal with it, or else you'll be left behind in the past. It's too easy just blame the change and be done with it. You shouldn't really be so quick to give up, you know. But all my customers know that the other corner is my spot. How are they going to find me here? I think the people who will buy some ice cream will spread the word. You think so? It's summer. I'm sure there are tons of people who would like to buy an ice cream right now. Well, if you think you can sell ice cream better than me, then please go right ahead. What do you usually do? What do you mean? Well, what's your usual sales tactic? I don't need to do anything special. People always used to come to me. During my best times, they'd wait for my arrival in lines and I'd be sold in minutes. I see, that may have worked before, but these times call for different measures, I think. We set up the card at one of the busier corners. Once it was ready, we only needed to get the word out. Ice cream! Ice cream! Ice cream by the one and only Katsuharu here in Tatsu Park! Get some while supplies last! It didn't take much to make people in the vicinity take notice. The first customers arrived quickly. Of course, everyone recognized Katsuharu and loved his ice cream. They also commended him on his new location. Others, however, were attracted by me. The human that was generally under police protection openly selling ice cream gave people plenty of excuses to come over for a short chat. Soon, people were flocking to the cart as word got around of a human selling Katsuharu's legendary ice cream in Tatsu Park. Could I get one of these, please? Of course, one ice cream for my favorite art student. How did you know? I seen you around. Besides, your accessories kinda gave it away. Oh, okay. I need some ice. My colleagues are dehydrated from working in the heat. How many cups would you like? Let's make it 10. Alright, here we go. 10 cups plus 1 extra. Just for you. Thank you. I'll make it count. Business was booming, but it wasn't until a certain person showed up that things were about to get serious.
Well, this is interesting.
Minister?
What do you think you're doing here?
Well, what does it look like?
It looks like you're selling ice cream, and since I first know Katsuharu, I know that it's exquisite ice cream at that.
Not a bad guess.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but if the trade commissioner finds out about this, I won't hear at the end of it. He'll probably be blathering about unfair competition and abuse of your status. I wouldn't mind his complaints, you know, but since I'm in charge of your visit, it's all going to come back to me, and he's going to want an explanation.
I just wanted to help Katsuharu, that's all.
Help him? Is he in trouble?
Alas, the human speaks the truth. Ever since the opening of Tatsu Park, my business has been plagued by drought and become forsaken like a desert.
Well, it's not hard to see why, when you kept staying at your old spot on the other side of town.
It was Ippe's idea to come here.
And it was a good one. You don't look like you're having much trouble here at all, my friend.
Yes, I will have to admit defeat on that front, but in hindsight, all successful ideas look like good ones.
My friend, how come you never told me about any of this? I could have earned something for you.
I was sure you had more troubling issues yourself than taking care of businessmen who should be able to take care of himself.
Well, I won't stand 40 stones on the ice cream vendor going out for business. With this new location, I don't think you'll have any more trouble, but in order to resolve this little situation here right now, I think I'll have to go with a different solution. You want to sell some ice cream, Ippe? Then I'll just buy the rest of your inventory.
Minister must be very hungry then, or very hard, maybe both.
I'm sure the other employees in my building will appreciate a little something to combat the heat. Would you mind if I borrow this card for a while? Otherwise, I'm not sure how I would go about transporting it all safely.
Not at all. Just let me know when I can retrieve it.
Of course.
Well, that was interesting. This could have all turned out better for me. I can already feel the excitement of my glory days returning to these old bones of mine.
It sounded like you two knew each other.
Indeed. I have sold her ice cream since the beginning of my career. Talk about a long-time customer. And a good one too. I know she not only has enjoyed my ice cream out of tradition or necessity, but also due to appreciation of the finer arts. She is a connoisseur like me.
And she bought the whole inventory.
Yes, but don't just see her as a big spender. She's a true patron of the arts.
Do you like her?
How dare you to say something like that about her? She's a muse and inspiration. Her lifestyle embodies the philosophy of my art. And you ask if I like her? I see how it is. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you for the help. Again.
There's no need for that.
I'd offer you some ice cream, but I'm afraid we're on for the day. Actually, I didn't even have one earlier. What?
Yeah, that customer you didn't want to serve interrupted us, and now Emma do the rest with her.
Oh, you're right. What a great shame. You sold all my stock, yet didn't get a chance to indulge in the luxury yourself.
It's no big deal.
You know, you could come by next time when I'm down again. Now that you have said my business, I'd let you eat all the ice cream you want. Thanks! Well, maybe not all of it, or else I might go bankrupt again. You met with Katsuharu and saved his business. Good job. Looks like I have some free time today. Now let's meet Remy. Again. I have seen this scene, yes. Skip ahead of a bit. It said, yes.
I'm not sure if there's anything that can fill the void.
I think this has very something to do with the good or bad ending. Remember, the last episode said that you may not want to skip everything because they may have an effect on the ending. Let's go first with the bad ending and then with the better good ending.
No, I don't think I could. Not with a stranger. Thank you, Ippe. Getting all that off my chest already helped a lot.
No problem, Remy. Remy paused and gave me an embarrassed smile.
Quite a bit of time has passed since you arrived, and you've barely been able to speak. I've been talking a lot.
It looks like you've seen. I have seen. As you wish.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you even like me? There must be a reason why you've put up with me for this long.
What are you talking about?
Do you consider me a friend? Or maybe more?
I like you as a friend, Remy.
That makes me really happy to hear. I haven't had a friend in a very long time. I think I should get going now. Thanks for hearing me out, Ippe.
Likewise. Likewise, Remy. Likewise. Hey, pal. And right at the minute, you show at this time every day like clockwork. Clocks are reliable, and reliable is good in this line of work. I got something for you. Yes, this is the same. Let's skip a little bit ahead. It looks like you've seen this before. Yes. I want to skip ahead. I want to skip ahead, yes. Yeah, let's skip a little bit more. I'll do it. I'll do it. And let's skip again a little bit. Wait. Hold on. Yes, this is Sebastian talking about the fireworks. We said this first. We didn't even have a chance to say this. Wait. Of course, let's say this one. Are you suggesting that I abandon my post during the fireworks? No, you don't have to abandon your post, but if you pick a good spot and watch them for like half an hour or so, no one's going to care. I'm not so sure about that. The guard post is pretty important. I know we're talking about the portal, but you don't need to take this so seriously all the time. Just think about it. The portal is broken right now anyway, and everybody will be busy watching the fireworks. Nothing is going to happen. I suppose you have a point. Just pick a good spot and no one is going to even notice you're gone. Well, if you say so. Anyways, I shall get back to investigation now. I'll leave the stuff for you here and I'll take care of the rest once I get back, alright? So thing. Good luck, Ippe. Maybe this affects that Sebastian is not shot. We'll see, we'll see. So, we took the PDAs and we did the witness. So let's take the bandage and take the eggs.
I hope this is the right place.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm just dropping this evidence off on behalf of the police. From the Red's case, right? I already read the memo.
Yep.
Well, here we go.
Thanks. I'll get right to it.
That was a fast visit. Now let's take the eggs. I was on my way to the hatchery when I heard a voice call out to me. Hello there. I turned around to see an unfamiliar face before me.
Hey, I'm Kevin.
Ippe, nice to meet you.
Could I perhaps interest you in our Midwest institution?
Is this some kind of religious thing?
Not at all. It's a college.
Sorry, but I already got my degrees.
Yeah, I know. It was just a joke.
Oh, so me going to college is a joke now?
I'm not good enough, is that it?
Not at all.
Even if you want to study here, I don't think you'll be with us long enough to make use of it. I think that came out wrong. You're lucky I won't take this the wrong way. Phew.
So, you're a recruiter for this college?
No, this is just my summer job.
When the semester starts up again,
I'll actually be attending to get my degree in psychology. Oh, yeah, psychology was my favorite subject in school.
college, wonderful times.
Is that sarcasm?
Maybe. I didn't even know you had colleges here though.
Well, you do now.
Why'd you even approach me if you know I'm not going to college here? Don't tell me just because I'm a human.
I was actually trying to talk to the old lady who walked by, but once you turn out around, there was no going back.
Oh, well,
thanks for not making things awkward. Hey, I read them nicely until I have a reason not to.
that's good customer service.
Sir, but it's not just for the job, you know. That's just me.
Ah, so this is one more of those side characters I can interact with. But the thing is, this video is going to be quite long by now already, so let's talk to Kevin some other time. Oh, I should really be going. I have some things to take care of. Alright, no problem. See ya. Here we are again.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Ippe, right? What are you doing here?
Oh, I just came by to drop this off.
What of?
The stolen eggs. I figured the hatchery would want them back.
Oh, I was actually going to get those from the police department later. I'm so glad that they got back safely. Emily, stop chewing my leg. It's tasty. Oh well. Anyway, I was about to go inside, so I'll take those off your hands. Thanks for bringing them here.
No problem. You returned the eggs to the hatchery. Extraordinary. Thanks for your help. Now that the facility has reached the bandage, maybe we'll discover something new. I'll take care of the remaining tasks, so you can take the rest of the day off. I'm sure you had things to do rather than help the police department. It's no problem really. My trip to your world was supposed to be a vacation. Alright then, I'll see you next time. See you. Ah yes, now it's this part. Good thing there is the skip button. Or, well, just a full skip. By default. You use the skip function 10 times. You skipper. Seems there's nothing for me to do this morning. I guess they don't meet me at police department. Hold on. That's Udine, that's Bruce, that's Remy. Lorem? Where's Lorem? Low Remy's dead? So, if you don't hang out with Lorem at all, he dies? Might be good to know later. Meet with Remy. As I was planning to. Oh, that must be him. Remy, what's that on your face? Don't you know what it is? Well, it looks like lipstick, but I didn't know that was a thing here.
Yeah, right. It is lipstick. It's not something that existed in this world before, though.
How did you get some then?
I have one of your PDAs, remember? I studied a bit and came across the entry on lipstick. Based on the necessary ingredients, I realized I could make some myself, and so I did.
Did you do this to look ready to me?
I just figured out you'd miss these kind of things. Things that are normal to you.
It hasn't really been normal back home in quite a while. Lipstick isn't common these days. Didn't the entry specify that it's typically used by females?
Now that you mention it, I did get that impression, but I found the sentiment a bit puzzling. Why do products like this only be used by one gender?
Well, I guess social norms dictated that certain traits are not desirable in one gender, thus highlighting them like this would increase their attractiveness.
Oh, I think I get it now. It's all based on sexual dimorphism. The biological differences between the sexes are much greater in your species than it is in ours. So I suppose that the traits you are looking for can be different too. Generally speaking, sexual dimorphism is much greater in mammals than it is in reptiles. While it can be very widely by species, external indicators are pretty much always present, like memories for example, and almost present an often obvious reminder. This makes so much more sense now. It's kind of embarrassing. Should I get rid of it?
Well, yes. You look better without the lipstick. Yes, it doesn't really look nice on you.
Oh, sorry. Here, that should do it.
Shall we go then?
Actually, it is pretty early. They're probably still setting up.
I see. Well, we could just stay here in the meantime.
Ah, for sure. I just realized I haven't actually been in here since I prepared the appointment for you.
Have you read any of the books I got you? Oh, so you're the one who started the bookshelf.
They are library books. I want to provide you with a good sample of what we have to offer, so there should be something in there for anyone. Looks like you've read a few books in the Sheridan series.
I don't remember what they were like, but they're pretty interesting.
Oh, really?
I know they're not exactly highbrow, but they're entertaining. And what more do you want a book to be?
I guess we all have our own tastes.
Can I offer you some food or drink? I barely used any of the stuff in the kitchen.
Why not?
I didn't want to touch anything that didn't at least resemble something I know. After all, I have no idea how to prepare them right, or even know if they are safe for me to eat.
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get you all those perishables then. I wanted to provide you with a bit of everything, considering I had to prepare the apartment for someone I didn't really know much about.
Oh, some of them were good. It's interesting to taste the subtle and sometimes not so subtle. subtle. Let's just move on, okay? Differences in similar fruits we have back home.
Did you throw anything out?
Not really. Why did you ask?
You've been here for nearly 2 weeks now, so even if some of them were safe for you to eat, they probably aren't anymore. Let me clean out your closet. We don't want to have any health hazards for you here, after all.
Well, feel free.
Just look at this.
He showed me a juicy-looking, vaguely spherical fruit whose bright red color was unlike any other fruit I had ever seen. That's a very bright red. I don't think even our best apples could compare.
Well, they're usually blue. Red means you're supposed to throw them away as they have expired by then and toxins might have already set in.
Oh well, I wasn't planning on eating it anyway.
Or this one, it's all moldy.
I don't see any mold.
Don't you see these spots?
Sir, but if that's supposed to be mold, it looks very different from the mold we have back home.
I see. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to stock out the perishables. I didn't consider all the implications of doing something like this. Had you eaten the wrong thing, you could be in hospital right now.
Don't stress yourself about it. Honestly, someone would have to be pretty reckless to just go ahead and start munching on things they don't know about. If anyone was smart enough to be sent here, they probably wouldn't take a risk like that.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Nevertheless, I better get rid of everything that's past this date. We don't really want to be the mold in the air either.
If you say so. Once more, he dove into the closet. I heard it rummaging around as he checked the fruits and vegetables thoroughly.
That should be everything.
Thanks.
I bet the wine didn't go bad though. Do you want some?
Hold on, I think I just read...
Oh, whatever. I'm not really a big fan of wine. How come? I just can't enjoy it as some others do, I suppose. I'm willing to try anything at least once though.
Anything?
Well, at least as far as food and drinks are concerned.
Well, let's try some together then.
Well, if you want to.
Sir? What kind of wine is this anyway?
I'm not sure. I just grabbed it when I got all the other stuff.
Don't tell me you just went for the cheapest one.
Of course not. Everyone knows that you don't just buy the cheapest stuff, you go for the second cheapest.
Remy, you're awesome. Oh well. What kind of container should I get for you anyway?
We're having wine, so let's go for wine glasses. The stem actually makes it possible for me to grip it with my vestigial thumb, so there shouldn't be any problems.
Alright. Here we go.
What shall we drink to?
An interesting afternoon, a wonderful friendship, whatever. A wonderful friendship it is.
Alright, to a wonderful friendship. To a wonderful friendship.
I took a sip from my wine glass. Remy really hadn't been kidding about getting the second cheapest bottle, because that was exactly what it tasted like. How do you like it?
Must be an acquired taste, I think. How about you?
It's alright, it's bad. It's alright, I guess. It's okay. I mean, you can't really expect much from a cheap bottle of wine.
I see. Just look at the time. I think we could start heading to the festival now.
Sir, let's go.
This is strange. Usually there'd be a crowd by now.
Do you think they cancelled it? With Reza still being out there, maybe they thought it was a good idea to have a public spectacle like this.
Cancel the summer festival? Inconceivable. It doesn't really look like festival's going on right now though. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, I think I know this guy. Let's go and ask him.
John. So his name is John.
Hey, Ippe, how can I help you? We were just planning to go to the festival, but it doesn't seem like there's much going on here yet. You came to the right place, but the festival is not starting for another hour at least.
What? But the festival has already started at this time.
You must have missed the memo then. They moved it by an hour. Something about the daylight and make it 5 bucks more visible as a result.
Well, that's a shame.
And I'm kinda getting hungry too. I can help you with that. What are you selling? Skewers, meatballs, all kinds of grilled things, really.
Well, I could go for some meatballs. How about you?
I'll also take the meatballs, veggie skewers, just some grilled cheese. But I'll also take the meatballs.
No problem. Just let me pack this up for you. I guess this works. As your first customers of the day, what do I owe you?
For you two, it's free. Thanks, John. That's very kind of you.
Thank you.
Have fun at the festival. Thanks. And thanks again for the free meatballs.
So what do we do now?
Should we go back?
Well, we're already here and got all the stuff. Let's just sit down somewhere.
Sir. We went off to the side as more dragons arrived and started setting up their various booths. How are the meatballs?
They're actually pretty good. How about your stuff?
It's great. I'm surprised, honestly. You never know which stuff that comes out of food carts.
You're right. Maybe you got lucky.
Or maybe it's because it's still fresh.
Who knows?
What was that about fireworks, though? Is the big show coming up later?
Oh no, the festival is just getting started and there are fireworks every day. But the big show is what everyone wants to see. That one is happening in a few days. It obviously concludes the festivities.
I see. A while later, the festival had kicked off and the crowds were already coming in. Dragons of all shapes and colors filled the paths, ready to see the sights the festival had to offer. The booths lined both sides of the way. It reminded me a lot of a typical carnival setup, with the booths being filled with shops, food stands, games and much more. Seems the festival has already started. Let's go.
You know what? How about we just stay here? I really don't like crowds. I've seen the festival so many times already. I'd rather just stay here with you.
I thought you wanted to show me around, but I suppose we can just stay here. You prefer that?
The main attraction is always the big fireworks show at the end of the festival, and that one is not going to happen today anyway.
So why do we need to come here in the first place then? Is something wrong?
I just had to realize that as nice as it is right now, you'll have to leave this world again eventually. I've been alone for such a long time now. I didn't even have a single friend. In my job, I always had to smile when serving the customers. How could I be surrounded by people all the time yet feel so alone? All those people had their own lives, families, friends and relationships. Yet I had none of that. In a world where everyone else seemed to be happy, I was the odd one out who had to pretend in order to belong. How could that not have eaten away at me day after day? Yet one day, I heard about the plans of the humans coming here. Like many others, I was very excited at the prospect of our myths coming true. And then, the day came when Ritza stepped through the portal. Amidst all the pomp and fanfare you could imagine, it was quite a sight to behold, really. You wouldn't believe how much joy I felt during that moment. Imera, of course, took all the limelight she could. First there was a big speech in front of a huge crowd, then a procession after she had obviously welcomed Ritza. When it was time for you to arrive, and it was decided that it would be a public event this time due to security concerns, I knew that Imera wasn't going to be there if she wasn't able to make it all by herself. I begged her let me do it, just to be able to get this close to a human at least once, to talk with them and see what they were like, to experience them. She told me that if I did a few favors for her, I could be the one to greet you. I knew that she wasn't going to be there anyway, but if I didn't do what she wanted, she would just send some other lackey instead. So I did everything she asked for. She did keep her word though, and in the end, I was the one who would introduce you to this little world of ours. It might not have seemed like much to you, but with just us two and no one else being there, it was something very special for me. It was just not some public spectacle like the summer festival or Ritza's arrival, but for the first time in so long, I felt like that moment was about you and me, and no one else. For someone in my position, it just made me very happy to have such an extraordinary thing happen to me. Of course, I was very curious to see how much our myths would line up with reality, and I was even more overjoyed when you visited me in the library. When you accepted my invitation and came into my home, I was just glad to have you there. It seemed like you wanted to be there, and weren't just someone out to use me in some way. I began to feel hope. When I met you in the park, I think the only reason I could tell you everything about myself was because I knew you were going to leave again eventually. And now, after all of this, I can hardly believe you're still here with me.
Why wouldn't I be? Tell me one reason why wouldn't I be?
You're just so nice to me. Yet, even after the time I've got to spend with you, it seems that soon I'll have to let you go again. At least I got to know you.
It can't be all that bad. Ever since I came here, I met plenty of lovely people, all with their own relationships, struggles and dreams. I know you think you've been alone here all this time, but don't go back to that kind of thinking when I'm gone. Rather, why don't you take this as an opportunity? Now that we are here, who's to say that you won't be able to find others once I'm gone? I know you're still stuck for a while because of your job, but after that, have you considered a change of scenery? You could move to a different place with all new people and opportunities. Who knows what you might find elsewhere?
A completely new start. I like that idea. But enough about me. What will you do once you get back to your own world again?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't even know what will happen to me when I return. These last few days, a lot of things have happened that have changed my perspective on what I'm doing here. Red Sand, those who sent me.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know yet. At the very least, though, I can say that I've done what I believed was right.
You should be careful with rhetoric like that.
What do you mean?
That kind of talk makes it very easy to justify any means when it serves the right cause, whatever that may be. The more important thing is, have you done anything that you might regret? No matter what you think, keep in mind that you may be held accountable for your actions by others or even yourself. Don't just do something because you think it's for the right reasons. Do it when you are aware of the possible consequences as well.
Well, I do make choices, and I try to be kind to everyone. You're right, I have no way of knowing what my actions here will amount to once I return.
Do you really wish to go back to your own world?
If I didn't, it would only serve to strain the relationship we've been trying to build with your people here, which is something that could be elementary for our survival. Besides, I didn't do it for those who ran over the city back home, or those who might have wanted to betray me. Let's not forget that even on the worst ring times, they are just normal people trying to survive too. If I had the power to make a difference for them, would it be right for me to just leave them be in order to seek my own happiness? That's exactly the kind of thing you've been talking about, right?
In the end, we all had to make our own decisions.
If I leave them behind, then I leave them to people like Red Sand, those who sent me here.
What would you want to do? Overthrow them?
I don't even have a complete picture of myself right now. How could I even consider what to do given what I know? What I do know though, is that if I don't do what they expect of me, there will be consequences.
Maybe you'll just have to wait and see.
That's not an option right now. Reds are still out there, aren't dangerous.
Don't you think that's a matter better left to a police force? It could be very dangerous for you to interfere.
It's far too late to reconsider. I've already been tangled up in this too much. Besides, I can't stop now. Don't forget how many he has killed already. He won't hesitate to do it again in order to reach his goal. In the end, it's my duty to stop him. If I don't, how would your people look at humanity? How could I face you again, knowing that my negligence could cause suffering and loss for others here if I just stop now?
I wish I could be as brave as you.
Don't think bravery has anything to do with it. He must be stopped, one way or another.
I know. Just be careful, alright?
I'll try.
We'll be here for a while now. How about I walk you back to your apartment?
What about the festival?
Well, if you still want to go, we could watch the big fireworks show together in a few days.
That's an idea.
Alright, let's do that.
I watched Remy as he got up again, stretching himself in a way to remind me of a cat before we prepared to leave again. Oh, you're still here. How's business? As expected. People always get hungry at these events eventually. Can I offer you some more meatballs?
No thanks. I'm quite full from my earlier helping.
How about you, Ippe? That's everything I offer, but we're just about to call it a day. I see. Are you going to watch the big fireworks at the end of the festival? That's the plan. Be sure not to miss it. You haven't seen anything until you see the fireworks. That's what everyone keeps telling me.
Because it's true.
Anyway, we should probably get going. Have a good day then. You too. And here we are again.
Indeed.
Did you want to clean out my bathroom cabinet as well or something?
That's a good one.
He gave a big sigh.
You know how I feel. I guess I just wanted to make the most of this day.
We're still going to see the fireworks together.
That's true. You know, I'm very curious to see what your reaction to that will be. It's quite a sight to behold.
People just keep saying that.
Maybe you will, too.
We'll see.
Thanks for the wonderful day, though.
Likewise.
Until we meet again.
See you. Another free day, yay me. But I getting some well-deserved rest, because it's time for Chapter 5. After a night of turbulent dreams, today is the day of the big fireworks. We shall bring Remy. That must be him.
Are you ready to see the fireworks?
My body is ready.
Alright, let's go.
After a few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. Looks deserted to me. I thought everyone was watching the fireworks.
They are, but they're doing it somewhere else. I don't really like the crowds, and I think you would appreciate me leading you here if you knew what they were like.
Better be safe than sorry at any rate.
That's what I'm thinking.
This reminds me a bit of the night I arrived here. Everything was dark and empty, and it was just us walking through the landscape.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, I think it's starting. Now, watch.
We were quiet as we waited, and the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded in vibrant colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public of an event this was and how I was told multiple times that everyone would be watching, not only was the village deserted, as the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Retsa to make his getaway. Remy, I think we need to go. Now.
What is wrong, Ippe?
I know where Retsa is. We need to stop him.
Shouldn't we call the police or something?
We don't have the time.
I'm not sure if I could find him.
You're right. If you're there, he probably won't hesitate to shoot.
Maybe you can hold him off, and I'll try to get some help.
Alright, let's do that. Go! I started running as Remy's voice called out to me.
Where is he?
Where should I go? The portal. He'll be there. I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned out and it appeared to be an empty reason. Yeah, we have seen this one. I looked around, thinking what it could be, or just were waiting for him, when I saw something out the corner of my eye. There was a suitcase laying up against the portal. When I opened it to check on its contents, I was surprised to find a few eggs inside. I had no doubt this was Retsa's doing. Apparently, he had broken into the hatchery again, stashing the eggs here, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Given that he hadn't left yet, he clearly still had unfinished business in the area. The underground building, the administrator had told me all about the process of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for it to guess the same. Yeah, we have seen. We have seen. Yep, we have seen. Yeah, let's keep it going. Good thing the skipping stops just to the part which we haven't seen. That's a good option. Maybe I can. Suddenly, Maverick and Remy appeared next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Ippe? Traitor! And to think I let you distract me with such a cheap trick, just because I thought there was still a shred of humanity within you? He pulled out his gun, not sure which one of us he should be aiming at. Just let me go and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You've got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you can really do that, Retsa? Do you think this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life for this every day for the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment? Besides, this generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity. Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Retsa. No, they belong to me. Confused, Fred spun around, aiming his gun at the newcomer who was slowly walking towards him. Who the f are you? Freeze! I said freeze! Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free! You can't stop all of us. If you say so. He pulled the trigger, and the administrator fell to the ground with the doll that like not her mask on. So, that's administrator. But this wasn't really the place or time or happenings when I wanted to say that. Mortified by the display before me, I found myself unable to move as the event of the following seconds unfolded before my eyes. You shot Remy. Give me one good reason why I should be angry right now. Retsa was quick with his gun and shot Remy once before Maverick could charge him. Maverick bounced, snarling and knocked Retsa to the ground before embedding his teeth in the body floor. Despite his thrashing and screaming, Retsa managed to find his target and pulled the trigger twice. Immediately, the jump dislodged. Retsa put himself a few feet away from Maverick's body confused uncontrollably. Holding his bleeding foot and breathing heavily, Retsa looked at me. You're not going to help me, are you? Then it is futile. He raised his gun, aiming at me while I regained my compass and tried to run. A single gunshot resounded from the hallway, and as soon as I heard it, a sharp pain shot through my back. I fell to the ground immediately. He continued to the trigger, no more bullets came. After a few seconds of silence, I slowly turned around. Retsa was leaning against the wall, his head slumped forward lifelessly. Maverick and the administrator, both lying in a pool of their own blood, were not moving. I crawled over to Remy and was glad to hear him breathing. Oh, thank goodness Remy is alive! He had been hit in the side. I saw blood trickling from the wound onto the ground below him. But this doesn't mean I'm not glad that Administrator and Maverick were shot. Well, I guess this is supposed to be bad ending. He raised his head, looking at me with an expression of pain. You're wounded. So are you. We need to stop the bleeding. I put some pressure on his wound, momentarily halting the blood that was trickling down his body. Can you do this? Let me try. He felt around his side, trying to get the right grip before he applied pressure on his own. I let go, and after a bit adjustment, Remy could stop the bleeding on his own for now. I took off my shirt and bravely considered whether I would be able to use it to dress Remy's wound, but I soon realized it was not long enough to wrap around him properly. Besides, if he could walk for now, it would not make any difference anyway, and he would have to stay here while he held his wound shut. Instead, I used the shirt to cool my own bleeding, folding it and wrapping it around my abdomen tightly. Look, Retsa is gone, and that other person. Remy was right. Both Retsa and the administrator were gone. They were alive still? But Maverick is 6 feet down. You had to go and stop Retsa. I need to find you some help first. I can't just leave it like this. Don't you dare tell me you would be doing me any favors by saving me. If it's just going to be one of us, I don't want it to be me. You don't know how it is to live every day as I have, always wonder if the pain will ever stop or if things will ever change again. And when they finally do, you come along and tell me this. Don't do that to me. I'm not going through this again. What do you want me to do? This is bigger than us, bigger than me. Just go and stop Retsa. Alright? I hobbled to my feet and made my way back outside, just in time to see Retsa vanishing through the portal. I made my way back to Remy to look for something to read his wound. Given everything that had just transpired, I had no idea what was going to happen. I also wondered where the administrator had gone. Well, yes. I checked a few of the rooms and even found a first aid kit that I used to treat both of us. Soon, however, I heard steps behind me. As I turned around, I was surprised to see another human face. It was was a soldier. Who are you? What are you doing here? I asked him. We're here to save you. Redsa told us about everything, he replied. I didn't know what Redsa had told them, but I said I didn't want to leave just yet. I tried to protest and told them about Remy, and the soldier let me know that they would take care of it. For now, the orders were clear, and I was to come with them immediately. Another soldier arrived at the generator with him. Then they escorted me back through the portal. After all this time, I wondered what would happen now, to our world, to the dragons. I ran to the other side, only to be met by a team of EMTs who were already expecting me. I was urged to lay down in a cot, which was quickly transported into the back of an ambulance. They took off my bandages and examined my wounds as I heard them calling out medical terms I didn't understand. A breathing mask was put on me, and soon I lost consciousness. I wasn't sure what exactly Redsa had told them, but with him dead and me wounded, humanity decided to take what they thought was theirs by force, which included the underground building itself. Hoping for a diplomatic situation, the dragons retreated and more defense established, all within a matter of days. The thousands of people living in our city were quickly relocated. For them, it was a better solution than any other. Here, they had already working infrastructure. Buildings and things looked just like they used to. When I awoke from my induced coma, it was with the expected dose of confusion as I had to realize the place was deserted, and it hadn't been just a building, it was the entire city. Everyone was gone. Whatever Redsa had taught humanity had been enough for them to ultimately decide to leave me behind as a traitor while they sought out the promised land. To their credit, they could have killed me, but just leaving behind them to my own devices was exactly the kind of punishment I would expect from them. I wasn't even sure how much time had passed since I returned. While they had permanently disabled the portal, I was at least able to find plenty of supplies they had left behind as I roamed the city to make a new life for myself. After a few days of checking building after building and getting to know my new surroundings, I was surprised to see a shadow flying overhead. It was a dragon? So I am left behind in the city of Earth. Hey, blinded by the sun, I couldn't quite make out the dragon before it landed and approached. It was Remy. Remy, what are you doing here? I've been looking for you the last few days. Honestly, I wasn't sure whether I was going to find you at all. I don't even know how long it's been since I last saw you. It must have been a few weeks. Why did you come here? We need you. You have to tell them what really happened, what Redsa did, and everything else. After you went back, the soldiers found me and I was interrogated. When they were negotiating with our council, they realized that Redsa's account of what happened here differed a lot from what really went down. Of course, there were a lot of blanks they need to fill into. They needed to find someone who was willing to go back to find you, so I did. Besides, I owed it to you for everything you've done for me. Remy. I guess they realized the error they made by leaving you behind, but now all of us need you as a witness. You must tell them the truth. How is your wound? It's fine. I was patched up pretty well, all things considered. Come on, we've got no time to lose. The portal is just around the corner, but how are we going to get back? They deactivated it. I know, that's why they gave me something to repair it. Let's go then. A few minutes later, we arrived at the portal. I thought about alternative options, considering we won't be able to use it now. Time travel came to my mind, and while I knew about the portal's capabilities to do so, I had no idea how. Either way, I would do what I could to make things right. I watched as Remy reactivated the portal, using its interface with his somewhat clumsy moves. Something's not right here. He can't find the other portal. Terrible realization hit me as I considered what for other possibilities. You said it was a few weeks since I last saw you, right? And you've been looking for me how long? A week? Yes. Remy, I think I've got some very bad news. What is it? Suddenly, I heard someone approaching us from behind, and after turning around, it was the administrator who stood before us. I have finally found you. Come on, we need to go back. Back? They're all gone. What are you talking about? Hold on, I need to make a word. It's the time you were here, the meteorite you knew about collided with Earth.
The civilization you knew and the human settlement are no more. What? How? Retsa knew this was going to happen. How ironic that Retsa would drag himself through the portal in his really injured state to try and save humanity by telling them about Generator, you and the meteorite, only to fall on deaf ears about that last crucial part. Now they are all gone. I wasn't talking about returning to them, however, but going back to time even before that, the day of your arrival. You want to use the portal for time travel? I knew about the possibilities, but doing it for real? Fascinating.
Can Remy come with us?
No. It is complicated enough as it is.
Then I don't want to go.
I don't think you realize what is at stake here. All the others you have met are dead. Their full civilization was wiped out in one fell swoop, and their world lies in ashes. Only we can go back and try to prevent this from ever happening.
But...
It's alright. It's alright, Ippe. Just go. You have to save them. That is my utmost goal.
Alright, I'll do it. Very well. Take your position, please. I stood in the middle of the portal, and after pressing a few buttons, the administrator joined me. What should I call you? She looked at me with a mild expression of bewilderment. Now that you don't wear the mask anymore, we can do it without the code name. You can call me Itsumi. I could see the faintest hint of smirk. Not that it matters much. Once we're on the other side, you probably won't remember anything. As I heard the familiar sound in portal starting up, the last thing I saw was Remy watching us as he slowly undid his thigh and slipped it off his neck. I'm sorry, Remy. Remy is now alone. No one left in the Earth or the Dragon City. And Remy couldn't join us. I'm sorry, Remy. So, Remy let go of Amelia. He took the tie off his neck. Every day is a routine. He tried to escape. And now he's doomed to be alone. I'm sorry, Remy. You have seen what lies beneath the mask. Quite revealing, isn't it? Well, I still have to try and think about giving a voice to Administrator, but then again, she's behind the mask all the time. So I guess... But I'll try to think something. You have seen Remy's bad ending. I never want to see it again. Hey, look at that! There's Sebastian, there's Katsuharu, and there's Remy's shadow. I guess there's something that has something to do with... hold on. Yeah, bad ending. Bad ending gives you the shadow, and maybe the good ending gives you the dragon itself. And, well, okay, I will do the same pattern with every character. First the bad ending, and then the good ending. I was really near crying there. I was really near. I was really near. But well then. That was Remy's bad ending, and next time, let's hope for a better ending. The good ending. This is Ippe, and we see you in the next video.